So Manasa Puja is a very beautiful form of upasana. Yeah, upasana, which is a way to connect to Bhagavan. A very practical way. It is a Deva Yajna which is performed every day, yeah, on a daily basis. No? And being a prayer, it is also a karma. Yeah? And a karma, bears karma phalam. There is drishta phalam, visible results, and adrishta phalam in the form of punyam. Yeah. Now, any prayer is a karma which can be threefold. Yeah, we have kaika karmas, kaika puja, vachika puja, and manasa puja, which we are going to see today. Yeah, but what is a kaika puja? That which involves the limbs and the body, like when we do Surya Namaskara or Sandhya Vandanam. No, we collect materials, and the whole person or individual is involved. Yeah, this is supposed to generate the maximum punyam, because there is maximum expenditure and involvement and effort. Yeah, so that is the kaika puja, more effort. Adhikasya adhikam phalam, it is said. Yeah, you might have heard of that statement. Then when we come to a vachika puja or vachika prayers, it is an oral recitation, yeah, which is also very well known in our tradition. Narayanyam, Gita, Ramayana, all these involve the faculty of speech. Yeah. And there also we find that how vak, whatever we are chanting, the nama or the vak is very intimately and inseparably connected with artha. Yeah. Nama and nami. Yeah? So we invoke Bhagavan also through an oral puja, oral recitation. Yeah. And then the third is the manasa puja. Yeah. The manasa puja is whatever is done physically. Physically, I create an altar and collect materials like flowers, prepare naivedyam. All that is done very vividly and distinctly in the space of my mind. Yeah. So that is the manasa puja. That is a practice, any puja done in the space of one's own mind, like japa, or dhyanam. Yeah. Now, in the space of my mind, I create an altar, I offer flowers, I do arati, I chant stotrams, I offer naivedyam. And as I would do physically, I do it in the space of the mind. This is the Manasa Puja. Yeah? It's a very powerful upasana that focuses the mind and helps the devotion to grow. We see today how the mind is so dissipated. You see even in children and adults, the attention span is very, very limited thanks to the media, gadgets. Yeah. So when we do a Manasa Puja, even for let's say 15 minutes or half an hour, we would be gathering all the rays of the mind and channelizing all the thoughts towards one object of worship in the heart. No, Kaivalya Upanishad, we saw that, how Brahmadev instructs Ashvalayana, Hrit Pundarike Sthitam. In the lotus of the heart, you visualize the Shiva Tattvam. Yeah? So this is the Manasa Puja, where we have the Sajatiya Vritti Pravaha. Sajatiya Vritti Pravaha means the similar thoughts are all channelized and directed towards the object of worship in my mind or in my heart. Yeah. So this develops concentration, and also we are able to hold one topic in the mind for a length of time. Yeah. So there is an absorption, there's a laya. Yeah. And whenever the mind is deeply focused, you would have noticed, how peaceful we are and how happy we are. Yeah. So that is the drishta phalam of doing a manasa puja. Drishta phala means a visible result. We are calm, we are focused, we are concentrated, and there is a deep sense of devotion. Yeah. But in the Kaika Puja, there will be maximum punyam. Yeah. Punyam is adrishta phalam. Yeah. That will bear a fruit in the future. Yeah. So that is the three kinds of prayers or the puja: Kaika, Vachika, and Manasa Puja. Of course, in a Kaika Puja, all are involved. We do Vachika also recitations, and the mind is also involved. But in the Manasa Puja, only the mind, the subtle instrument is used mainly, and that purifies the mind. Just as Karma Yoga purifies the Raga Dveshas, pujas and upasanas and manasa pujas purify the mind from the distractedness, from the oscillation, from the extrovertedness. Yeah? And then eventually we see that how this puja leads to jnanam. Yeah, we are going to see that in the shlokas, how beautifully Shankaracharya will perform an actual ritualistic puja in the first 2 or 3 shlokas. And then there is the Nirguna Dhyanam. Yeah? How one discovers that one is never separate from the Lord, and I'm carrying Bhagavan in my heart always. So the Manasa Puja also has the effect to remove the sense of insecurity. I'm insignificant and small. No, the puja finally makes me realize that I am never distant and remote from the Lord, who is always indwelling in the heart. Yeah. So that is a little bit about Manasa Puja. Now before we go into the verses, there is a story which Puja Swamiji would tell us connected with this text. No, I'm sure many of you, especially those in Tamil Nadu, would know the story. It's a very famous story. The story is about a king, and it is centered around a temple near Chennai. Yeah. So there is a king, in bygone days, long ago, who had built a beautiful temple, and then he has fixed a date for the Kumbhabhishekam, the consecration. Yeah. And as you know, the Kumbhabhishekam dates, like the marriage dates, will be very, rare. No? So we consult an astrologer and then fix the muhurta. So the king fixed the muhurta for one auspicious day and time. Yeah. Then, just as the day was approaching, the king had a vision, had a dream. Yeah. And in that dream, the king saw a sadhu, a sannyasi, sadhu sitting under a tree. Yeah. And the message he got in the vision was that the sadhu has also built a temple and has also fixed the Kumbhabhishekam, the pratishtha, the consecration day and time, which clashes with the king's choice. Yeah. And so Bhagavan appears in the dream and tells the king, you must postpone your date and day. Yeah. Now the king wakes up from this vision, and then he says, how come I don't know about this temple in my own kingdom? Let me find out and inquire. So after inquiring, he comes to the sadhu who's sitting under the tree, and it is exactly as vivid as what he saw in his dream. Yeah. Then he approaches the sadhu and asks him, have you built a temple? And the sadhu says, yes, I have. King said, where is it? Can you show me? Then the sadhu says, I have built it in my mind. Yeah. And I have been building brick by brick, layer by layer, paying attention to all the details in the mind for 10 years. Yeah. And then the king says that, oh, your temple is more important than mine, because the Lord has asked me to postpone the date of inauguration. Yeah? Then the sadhu says, see, I have been building this temple single-handed in my mind, whereas you had so many laborers and workers to help you. Maybe that is why the Lord, prefers my temple. Yeah? But anyway, that's the story. And then the king said, can I see your the design of your temple? He says, sure. And then after he performs the consecration, Kumbhabhishekam, also in the mind, Manasa, the sadhu is believed to have shared the details of the design with the king, and the king remodels the temple and then chooses another date, and the temple gets consecrated. Yeah. So this shows the power of an upasana or the mind, where we can focus on one on one object or one thought, no? Like we have seen in our meditations, no? We saw 5 different meditations, no? Relaxation, concentration, expansion, Vedantic. So this kind of Shiva Manasa Puja is has got relaxation factor in it, concentration factor in it, Vedantic factor in it, and expansion factor in it also. Yeah. So that is a little bit of introduction to this text. And now let us start the Shiva Manasa Puja by Adi Shankaracharya. Now, as you know, Adi Shankaracharya is renowned for the Prasthana Trayam, no? And has composed many devotional stotrams for almost all the deities, devas and devatas. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. So we will now go to the first shloka. Sunita can repeat each shloka after me. Ratnaikalpitamasanam himajalai snanam cha divyambaram.
रत्नैकल्पितमासनं हिमजलै स्नानं च दिव्याम्बरम्
नानारत्नविभूषितं मृगमदाम् ओदाङ्कितं चन्दनम्
नानारत्नविभूषितं मृगमदाम् ओदाङ्कितं चन्दनम्
जाति चम्पकबिल्वपत्ररचितं पुष्पं च धूपं तथा
जाति चम्पकबिल्वपत्ररचितं पुष्पं च धूपं तथा
दीपं देवदयानिधे पशुपते हृत्कल्पितं गृह्यताम्
दीपं देवदयानिधे पशुपते हृत्कल्पितं गृह्यताम्
रत्नैकल्पितमासनं हिमजलै स्नानं च दिव्याम्बरम् नानारत्नविभूषितं मृगमदामोदाङ्कितं चन्दनम् जाते चम्पकबिल्वपत्ररचितं पुष्पं च धूपं तथा दीपं देवदयानिधे पशुपते हृत्कल्पितं गृह्यताम्. So here in the first shloka, as you know, in a actual puja, now what is the first thing we do? We do the avahanam, yeah, the invocation, inviting the presence of Bhagavan in the murti or the picture or the place. So the first thing the devotee does here is to offer an asanam, yeah. Ratnaihi kalpitam asanam. Asanam is a seat. Yeah? So, O Lord, the Lord is addressed as Pashupate. Pashupate means the Lord of the Pashus, of all the jivas and animals, who is Dayanidhe, who is the ocean of compassion. O Lord, please accept the asanam, the seat. What kind of seat? Ratnaihi kalpitam. The throne which is studded with precious stones. Ratnaihi kalpitam. You see, in the Manasa Puja, we don't actually have to buy anything. So, there, it's a very economical thing if you see. But this has got to do with bhakti, Still, even in the space of the mind, I can do it in a very grand way. Yeah. So, I offer a throne which is studded with precious stones as an asanam to the Lord. Then what else? Himajalehi snanam. Himajalehi snanam is Himajala, snow water. What is that? Ganga. Yeah? So we know that Ganga emerges from the glacier in the Himalayas, Gomukh. So I offer the snanam, snanam with the sacred divine waters of Ganga, Himajalaihi snanam. Then Divyambaram. Ambaram is clothes. Yeah. Now here, the clothes offered are Divyambaram, celestial, divine clothes. Why they are divine? Nana Ratna Vibhushitam. Because not only the throne, but the clothes, the vastram is also studded with Ratna, precious stones. Even we do that, I think, no? Sometimes people put some stone, nice jewels and mirrors in their saris. So like that, the vastram offered to Lord Shiva is Nana Ratna Vibhushitam. Yeah? Then what? After the snanam is over, vastram is offered, then Mriga Mada. Mriga is a deer. Yeah? Now, you may have heard of this deer which has the very fragrant fragrance called Kasturi. There's a Kasturi Mrigam. So, Mriga Mada is that fragrance emerging from the navel of the deer. That is called Kasturi. And that Mriga Madam Odankitam Chandanam. Now, this Chandanam that is going to be smeared on Ishvara is mixed with that fragrant perfume. I think there is a perfume also called musk. So this is the perfume, coming from that musk deer or kasturi. And the kasturi, mrigamadam odankitam chandanam is mixed with chandanam. Even in the Tirupati Balaji temple, they do this. Yeah, they mix the sandalwood paste with the mrigamada. And then the lepanam is also over. Now comes alankaram. Yeah, jati champaka bilva patra rachitam. Rachitam means a garland. So we're going to offer a beautiful garland to Ishvara, which is made of jati, jasmine, champaka. I think it's called magnolia. Then bilva patra. We know how sacred bilva leaves is to the Lord. So bilva patra rachitam, with all these, I offer the garland. Then pushpam, flowers. Then after that, dhupa deepa naivedyam. Dhupa, then the incense is offered along with the mantras. Then the deepam. Yeah, the deepam is, we can say it is with karpuram, the camphor. Then O Deva, O Dayanidhe, O Pashupate, Hrit Kalpitam Grihyatam. Yeah? All this is in the space of my heart or in my mind. Yeah? And you please Grihyatam, kindly accept. Yeah? So you see, we have to do this mentally. The devotee does it as vividly as one would do it physically. Physically, how much care we take to light the camphor so that we are not injured, right? Same thing, whether we are collecting flowers or offering a garland or doing Karpura Arati, we do it as distinctly as one would do in the external space of our homes. Yeah? So that is the first shloka, in which we have invoked Ishvara and Snanam and Alankaram and Dhupam and Deepam is all done in the first shloka. Yeah? Next comes the Naivedyam. Yeah? Sunita, are you unmuted?
Yes, ma'am.
Sauvarne navaratnakhanda rachite patre kritam payasam.
सौवर्णे नवरत्नखण्डरचिते पात्रे घृतं पायसम्
Bhakshyam panchavidham payodadhiyutam rambhapalam panakam.
भक्ष्यं पञ्चविधं पयोदधियुतं रम्भाफलं पानकम्.
शाकानामयुतं जलं रुचिकरं कर्पूरखण्डोज्ज्वलम्
शाकानामयुतं जलं रुचिकरं कर्पूरखण्डोज्ज्वलम्
ताम्बूलं मनसा मया विरचितं भक्त्या प्रभो स्वीकुरु
ताम्बूलं मनसा मया विरचितं भक्त्या प्रभो स्वीकुरु
सौवर्णे नवरत्नखण्डरचिते पात्रे घृतं पायसम् भक्ष्यं पञ्चविधं पयोदधियुतं रम्भाफलं पानकम् शाकानामयुतं जलं रुचिकरं कर्पूरखण्डोज्ज्वलम् ताम्बूलं मनसा मया विरचितं भक्त्या प्रभो स्वीकुरु. So this is all about the Naivedya. Yeah. Now we know, what an intimate connection in our tradition we have with the food. We have seen that in the Gita, how much to eat, how much we offer, to ourselves. It's done very prayerfully. It is also a puja. So here, to the Lord who is seated in my heart, we are going to offer the Naivedyam. What is the Naivedyam? The first of the Naivedyam, we know it has to be sweet, right? When we have in the banana leaf, if no sweet is there, also a little bit of sugar one would put. The first thing we have. But here we have Ghritam Payasam, ghee payasam. Yeah. So that is the main Naivedyam, and that is offered in a patram. Patra is the vessel. What kind of vessel? Sauvarne. Sauvarne means Suvarna, gold vessel, gold cup. Yeah. So you see, we have the liberty to be very generous in a Manasa Puja. Yeah, because no actual money is involved. So it takes a real heart filled with devotion to do all this. We can imagine, what a Bhakta Yogi Adi Shankara is. So Sauvarne in this gold cup, not only gold, Navaratna Khanda Rachite Patram. Yeah, in a gold patram, a cup or a vessel, which is studded with the Navaratnas, corals, emeralds, rubies, diamonds, those 9 precious stones. I offer the Ghritam Payasam. First line. Then what? Bhakshyam Panchavidham. Now, Bhakshyam is the kind of food which is crunched, In the Gita, we have studied there are 4 kinds of food, like lehyam, which is licked. Then some foods are to be drunk, But bhakshyam is the savories, muruku, tattai, mullu muruku, all that. So panchavidham bhakshyam. So 5 types of savories also are offered to the Lord here. Then what else? Payo dadhi yutam. Payas means milk or water. Here we can take it as milk, and dadhi, yogurt, curd, yutam, along with that. So in short, payo dadhi yutam refers to the panchamritam. Yeah. Then rambha phalam, the kadali phalam, rambha phalam is all a kind of bananas. Yeah. And then panakam. Panakam, we know, is a jaggery sweetened water. All this is offered as naivedyam. Then what else? Shakanam ayutam. Shakanam is, shaka is vegetables. And ayutam is the count 10,000 in Sanskrit. So 10,000 vegetables are offered. Shakanam ayutam. We can bring in exotic flowers and vegetables from all the countries, from Indonesia, from Malaysia, whatever we can, we have the liberty to do in a Manasa Puja. Shakanam ayutam. Then what else? Ruchikaram jalam. Ruchikaram jalam is sweet water. Water, a good, nourishing, tasty water. Jalam ruchikaram. Then after the Naivedyam, Karpura Khandojjwalam. Also a little bit khanda of Karpura also. Then Tambulam. Tambulam is the betel leaf. Yeah. So we know that after the lunch, sometimes, we have the mouth freshener, like a digestive. And that is the role of this tambulam. So Karpura Khandojvalam, finally we offer, the camphor is over, and Naivedyam is also over, and Tambulam. And all this is Manasa Maya Virachitam. It is, it is done in the mind itself. All these details are vividly performed in my mind. And with bhakti, bhaktya. So, Hey Prabhu, Swikuru, you kindly accept all these offerings which I am offering to you with great devotion in my mind. Yeah? So, you see, the beauty of the Manasa Puja is one can perform it anywhere. There are no restrictions of place. Maybe we are traveling in a flight or a train, and I want to connect with the Lord. So this is one way to do that, by doing the Shiva Manasa Puja. Yeah. Of course, the steps here followed are as per the Hindu tradition. Yeah. So we can make it as elaborate as possible or as short and sweet. And then we can also notice the Drishtaphalam, especially after such a Manasa Puja. Yeah? But we have to know that the Manasa Puja should never replace a physical puja. So if one is miserly, one will think, oh, why should I spend? I can just do Manasa Puja. No, only a person with real devotion who has already performed physical pujas, ritualistic pujas, would be able to do the Manasa Puja with the same devotion. Yeah. Now let's go on to the third one. Now the puja actually is over. Yeah, all the steps are followed, and Karpura Arati is also over, Naivedyam is over. Now, as you know, there are upacharas. So they can be Panchopachara, Shodashopachara, or 64 upacharas. When you go to Guruvayur, they have royal elephants, and kings will come. So these are the more advanced offerings. So here we have some upacharas still as an offering done after the arati. Okay. Chatram chamarayoryugam vyajanakam chadarshakam nirmalam.
Chhatram chamarayoryugam vyajanakam chadarshakam nirmalam.
Veenabheri mridangakahalakala geetam cha nrityam tatha.
वीणाभेरि मृदङ्गकाहलकला गीतं च नृत्यं तथा
साष्टाङ्गं प्रणतिस्तुतिर्बहुविधा ह्येतत् समस्तं मया.
साष्टाङ्गं प्रणतिस्तुतिर्बहुविधा ह्येतत् समस्तं मया.
संकल्पेन समर्पितं तव विभो पूजां गृहाण प्रभो.
संकल्पेन समर्पितं तव विभो पूजां गृहाण प्रभो.
छत्रं चामरयोर्युगं व्यजनकं चादर्शकं निर्मलं वीणाभेरिमृदङ्गकाहलकला गीतं च नृत्यं तथा. साष्टाङ्गं प्रणतिस्तुतिर्बहुविधा ह्येतत् समस्तं मया. संकल्पेन समर्पितं तव विभो पूजां गृहाण प्रभो. Hey Prabhu, O Lord, now the upacharas are going to be offered. Chhatram. Chhatram is that umbrella, which one holds above the Lord, or a Lord or a king or even a Swami, a royal personality. Whenever they walk, there will always be some kind of a canopy over them, and Devatas also. So Chhatram. Then Chamara Yoho. Chamarayoho are the two fans, the visceri, The fans, they're made of very soft feather. So a pair of them, Chamarayoho. chamara fans, and we fan the Lord. No? Now, it's a very peculiar and a beautiful bhakti tradition, how we consider the Lord to be an actual person. If you go to ISKCON temples, the Guru or the Bhagavan, they will, in the winters, they will even put a sweater on the statue. And then some statues even have a spectacles, their Guru or the... So when we do this, when we do a very personalized worship, the point is that we grow in devotion. It's not that Bhagavan needs spectacles or, warm weather and, special clothes. No. So all this Chatram, Chamarayoho, then Vyajanakam. Vyajanakam is the mirror. You would have seen the priest would show a mirror, And once we asked, why do you do that? Then he said, so that the Bhagavan can, admire his own beauty. So what is the beauty? So Bhagavan is admiring the own creation. So we are all part of the creation. So how beautiful the Jagat is. And that is the Anandam that the Bhagavan is taking a peep in the mirror. So Vyajanakam. Yeah? Now Vyajanakam is also a kind of a fan. Then Cha Adarshakam. Adarshakam is the mirror. Nirmalam. What kind of mirror? It is the spotless, clean mirror. Yeah. So you see the symbolic meanings, we're going to come to that. That is how the Bhagavan will be reflected in a spotless mirror of the heart. But this external symbolism is going to drive into the deeper, profound meaning. That is how Bhagavan is reflected in the mirror of my heart, which is Nirmalam. Then what? Musical instruments. Veena, bheri, mridanga, kahala. Yeah, kala. All these kalas, the sound of veena, one can play the veena, bheri, mridanga are all this, the drums, then kettle drum, kahala also, kala, all kinds of kala. How, one chooses to dance or offer music. In Anikati Ashram, we would even offer Sanskrit Panini Sutras, Panini Sutras in front of the Lord. Yeah, so whether it is Sanskritam or some form of Jnanam, dance, all the kalas are offered. And Geetam and Nrityam Tatha. So all these are offered, in gratitude to the Lord. Then Sashtangam Pranatihi. Sashtangam. Sa, Ashta Angam. We have seen this. When 8 parts of the body touch the floor, that is a Sashtangam pranams. So finally, there is the Namaskara ritual, Pranatihi. Then Stutihi Bahuvidha. Hi etat samastam maya. Yeah? Sashtanga pranam, and then I sing the various hymns in your praise. All the stuti I do, and all this is sankalpena samarpitam. Just by created in my heart. Yeah, this is all, the mental activity. Sankalpena samarpitam tava vibho. Unto you, O Prabho, pujam grihana. Lot lakaras, So you kindly accept this pujas. So all these, might sound very like poetry and like some story. But when we actually do it, we are going to feel the calmness, the devotion, the staying power, the focus in our heart. Yeah. So when we perform it actually as a Manasa Puja, then we would find those Drishtaphalams also will be obvious. Now, let's go to the 4th one, which is very important, especially for students of Vedanta, because this has got the pure essence of Vedanta in the 4th shloka. Here is the jump. Yeah? Now, what do we do in an actual puja? Whether it is Devi or a Devata, we have invited the Lord, done all the upacharas, arati over, naivedyam over. Then we have to, what is done? The Lord is sent back. There's a little ritual. So where will the Lord go? Will he go to Kailas? So in the mind, we have invited the Lord, and then we discovered that the Lord was never away from me. The Lord is the indwelling reality and non-separate from me. He is permanently there because the body is a temple, and in the lotus of my heart is the asana, and the Shiva Tattvam is ever there. So that is the recognition or the discovery pointed out in this beautiful shloka number 4. Atma tvam girijamati sahacharaha prana shariram graham.
Atma tvam girijamati sahacharaha prana shariram griham.
Pujate vishayopabhogarachana nidra samadhisthitihi.
Pujate vishayopabogarachana nidra samadhisthitihi.
Sanchara padayo pradakshina vidhi stotrani sarva giro.
Sanchara padayo pradakshina vidhi stotrani sarva giro.
Yadyat karma karomi tattadakhilam shambho tavaradhanam.
Yadyat karma karomi tattadakilam shambho tavaradhanam.
Atma tvam girijamati sahachara prana shariram griham. Pujate vishayopabhogarachana nidra samadhisthitihi. Sanchara padayo pradakshina vidhi stotrani sarva giro. Yatyat karma karomi tattadakhilam shambho tavaradhanam. Hey Shambho, the last line usually has the Sambodhana. Hey Shambho, this is all Tava Aradhanam, your Aradhana. Now, you see, the devotee is making the own body a temple. Yeah? And in the temple, the Garbhagraham is the heart, yeah? In where the Lord is seated. There is a description now. So this is the Nirguna Dhyana Shloka. Atma Tvam, O Prabho, O Shiva, you are indeed my Atma. No, Atma Tvam. And Girija, Parvati Devi is Matihi. Matihi means my mind, intellect. Yeah? The intelligence that is, your consort Parvati. Then Sahacharaha Pranaha, all the pranas, all the faculties. They are like the Shiva Ganas. The Shiva Ganas who are serving you, including Nandi, all these people in Kailas that we see in the Pauranika description. Sahacharaha are all the pranas. Yeah. Then Shariram Griham. So the body is housing you, or the body is the Devalayaha, is the temple. Then Puja Te Vishayopa Bhoga Rachana. So the whatever is offered to the body, that means what? The bhojanam. Not only the bhojanam, but we have seen how whatever enters through the organs of knowledge, is a bhoga. Yeah? Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. So all these are Naivedyam to you. You are Atma seated in my heart, which is in this body temple. Puja te. So it is a puja. It is as though, the ears are like the Shiva Ganas worshipping you by bringing in sounds. The tongue is bringing in taste, and eyes are bringing in forms and colors and so on. So puja te vishayopa bhoga rachana. Then nidra, my sleep. When I sleep, when the body sleeps, that is your samadhi. So then I'm in a state of samadhi. We have seen this. So when there is deep sleep, nidra we have to take as deep sleep now. The deep sleep, we are in the lap of nature. We are in the lap of Ishvara, in the Karana Shariram. So that is the samadhi sthiti. Then sancharaha padayoho pradakshina vidhihi. Yeah? Padayoho. Yeah? Sancharaha means wandering around. So when I wander around for errands or for any purpose with the feet, that is pradakshina to you. Yeah? Atma pradakshina. Wherever I go, that is pradakshina to you. And then stotrani sarva giraha. Giraha is words. The Sanskrit word means words, giraha. So whatever I utter, I utter in the day, whatever conversations I have, it is all your stotram. Yeah? So that means there is no place for, rude speech. Yeah? So whatever I speak or sing or chat, it is your stotram. Yat yat karma karomi, whatever karmas I do, yat yat, whatever karmas karomi, tat tat, that, akhilam, totally is what? He Shambho tava aradhanam, your aradhana. Yeah. So you see how complete it is, no? The understanding that whatever I do, kayika, vachika, manasa, all these are engaged in your worship. So this is the ultimate understanding. So this is in a way the essence of Vedanta. Yeah? That is the Atma Tattvam, Shiva Tattvam is never away from me. So I am carrying Bhagavan. Yeah? Bhagavan is never separate from me, and how the body is a temple. Yeah. And the Devalayaha and the light, the self-effulgent light is Atma. Yeah? And the mind principle is Girija. So we have seen these pairs before, no? In the Upanishad and the Gita. Purusha, Prakriti. Shiva, Shakti. Yeah? Pure consciousness, matter principle. Same thing here. Atmatvam, Girija, Matihi. Yeah? So that is the fourth shloka. Now we come to the last shloka, which is also very well known. This shloka one typically chants at the end of the day. No? At the end of the day, because it is like a Kshama Prarthana. Kshama Prarthana is, some actions I would have done knowingly, unknowingly. I have committed omissions and commissions. Some errors have come in, no? So this is a Kshama Prarthana to forgive all of them. Yeah? Karacharan kritam va, kayajam karmajam va.
करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा
श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वा पराधम्
श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वा पराधम्
विहितमविहितं वा सर्वमेतत् क्षमस्व
विहितमविहितं वा सर्वमेतत् क्षमस्व
जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो
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 करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वा पराधम् विहितमविहितं वा सर्वमेतत् क्षमस्व जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो हे करुणाब्धे ocean of compassion, हे Mahadeva in the fourth line, हे Shambho. No? 3 Sambodhanas. What? Karacharana Kritam. Kritam means done or committed. So, O Lord, whatever I have performed or committed with Kara, hand, Charana with the feet, Vak with my speech, Kaya, the body, Kayajam, Karmajam va, or any karmas, yeah, or the works. So whatever karmas or actions I have performed with my hands and feet and speech and body, karmas, with the also with the organs of knowledge, Shravana, Nayana, Jamva, ears, eyes, or with the mind. The mind could have deliberately thought something. What something? Aparadham. That which was not proper. Yeah. Vihitam, avihitam, va. Yeah. That which was enjoined, yeah, prescribed. Vihitam means that which is as per the Vedas. And avihitam is against the Vedas, when I've gone against the Vedas. So this happens to all of us, we have the best of intentions. We take a sankalpa in the morning. I will not get angry today. I will not do this, not do that. I will be patient. But because for whatever reason, there is pressure, there is conflict, stress, then vihitam, avihitam actions happen. So, O Lord, sarvam etat shamasva. You please forgive all of these. Yeah? So this is a kshama prarthana to ask the Lord for all the forgiveness. Karacharana kritam va, kayajam, karmajam va, shavana nayanajam va, manasam va, aparadham. Especially we teach this particular shloka to children. Yeah? And ask them to recite it at the end of the day. So the end of the day, before going to sleep, one wants to clear the conscience, the mind. When it is emptied, then we don't take that day's load into the sleep. That's very important because we are going to wake up with those thoughts. Yeah. So to cleanse the mind, this is the best shloka, chanted at all times, of course, but especially at the end of the day when we are signing off and going to sleep. Yeah? So that is the Shiva Manasa Puja. You can see it's a masterpiece by Adi Shankaracharya. And how to do an actual puja where the room is one's own mind, yeah, and all the steps, all the materials, and whatever is performed in an actual puja is sankalpitam. Yeah? It is just imagined in the mind. But we also do it very, very distinctly and vividly. Yeah? And ending with this Kshama Prarthana. Yeah? Now, Chitra can chant. We'll chant the whole thing one time, yeah, so that you can appreciate the flow. Okay. Are you able to unmute, Chitra?
Yes, Amma.
And after that, we'll conclude. Ratnaikalpitamasanam himajalai snanam cha divyambaram nanaratnavibhushitam mrigamadamodamkitam chandanam jati champaka bilvapatra rachitam pushpan cha dhupan tatha deepan devadanidhe pashupate हृत्कल्पितं गृह्यताम्
रत्नैकल्पितमासनं हिमजलै स्नानं च दिव्याम्बरं नानारत्नविभूषितं मृगमदामोदाकितं चन्दनं जातिचम्पकबिल्वपत्ररचितं पुष्पं च धूपं तथा दीपं देवदयानिधे पशुपते कृत्कल्पितं गृह्यताम्
सौवर्णे नवरत्नखण्डरचिते पात्रे कृतं पायसं भक्ष्यं पञ्चविधं पयोदधियुतं रम्भाफलं पानकम् शाकानामयुतं जलं रुचिकरं कर्पूरखण्डोज्ज्वलं ताम्बूलं मनसा मया विरचितं भक्त्या प्रभो स्वीकुरु।
सौवर्णे नवरत्नकण्डरचिते पात्रे धृतं पायसं भक्ष्यं पञ्चविधं पयोदधियुतं सम्भाफलं पानकं शाकानामयुतं जलं रुचिकरं कर्पूरखण्डोज्ज्वलं ताम्बूलं मनसा मया विरचितं भक्त्या प्रभो स्वीकुरु।
छत्रं चामरयोर्युगं व्यजनकं चादर्शकं निर्मलं वीणाभेरिमृदङ्गकाहलकदा गीतं च नृत्यं तथा साष्टाङ्गं प्रणतिस्तुतिर्बहुविधा एतत् समस्तं मया संकल्पेन समर्पितं तव विभो पूजां गृहाण प्रभो।
छत्रं चापरयोर्युगं व्यजनकं चादर्शकं निर्मलं वीणाभेरिमृदङ्गकाहलकला गीतं च नृत्यं तथा साष्टाङ्गं प्रणतिस्तुतिर्बहुविधा एतत् समस्तं मया संकल्पेन समर्पितं तव विभो पूजां गृहाण प्रभो।
आत्मा त्वं गिरिजामतिः सहचरा प्राणा शरीरं गृहम् पूजा ते विषयोपभोगरचना निद्रा समाधिस्थितिः सञ्चारः पदयो प्रदक्षिणविधि स्तोत्राणि सर्वा गिरो यत् यत् कर्म करोमि तत्तदखिलं शम्भो तवाराधनम्।
आत्मा तं गिरिजामति सहचरा प्राणा शरीरं गृहम् पूजा ते विषयोपभोगरचना निद्रा समाधिस्थितिः सञ्चारपदयो प्रदक्षिणविधि स्तोत्राणि सर्वा गिरो यत् यत् कर्म करोमि तत्तदखिलं शम्भो तवाराधनम्।
करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वा पराधं विहितमविहितं वा सर्वमेतत् क्षमस्व। जय जय करुणाब्धे श्रीमहादेव शम्भो।
करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वा पराधं विहितमविहितं वा सर्वमेतत् क्षमस्व। जय जय करुणाब्धे श्रीमहादेव शम्भो।
जय जय करुणाब्धे श्रीमहादेव शम्भो।
जय जय करुणाब्धे श्रीमहादेव शम्भो।
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते।